YouTube, what's up? It's your boy Antha Barber coming back at you with another haircut tutorial. In this video, I'm going to be doing a skin fade with a crop top. I'm also going to show you how to do a beard fade. I like to begin each cut by brushing or combing out my client's hair. Shout out to Still 2 Comb for this dope comb you see me using. And all I'm trying to achieve here is to get the hair to lay in its natural direction. Now that I got the hair laying in its natural direction, I'm going to come in with my caliber 38 special trimmer, and I'm going to begin to set and create my first guideline, which is going to be my bald guideline. However, I'm only going to create that guideline, and then I'm going to come in with my Babyliss Gold Skeleton FX trimmer, and I'm going to completely remove the rest of the hair in that guide. And the reason why I chose to do it this way is that caliber 38 special trimmer doesn't cut as close as this Gold FX trimmer. So by me setting that guideline in initially with that 38 special, it's going to allow me to transition into my next guide a lot easier, meaning I'm not going to struggle to remove that bald guideline set by a trimmer. So now that my bald guideline is created, I'm now going to completely bald it out using my Babyliss Gold Foil FX02. And you are going to notice that when I get towards the top of that guideline, I am going to use that flick out motion. And that's because I want to demonstrate a nice, clean, smooth transition from completely bald to stubble, because that's going to help my blend pop. Alright, so now that I completely balded out that guide, I'm now going to come in with my Babyliss Pro FX clipper with the lever fully open, and I'm going to begin to set and create my next guideline. Alright, so now that I created that guideline with the lever fully open, I'm now going to close my lever and begin to blend from the bottom of that guide right back up towards the top of that guide. And little by little, as I work my way up, I'm slowly going to open my lever. And every time that I do that and I work my way up, you're going to notice that that guide's going to move up with me. But that's okay, because that's exactly what I'm looking for. By the time I get to the top of this guide and my lever's fully open, it'll be completely blended out. Alright, now that that's blended out, I'm now going to come in with my WAHL #1 guard with the lever fully open, and I'm going to begin to set and create my next guideline. I am going to give myself the same amount of space that I gave myself with the previous guide. That way I keep everything consistent with this blend. Alright, so now that my guide was created with the lever fully open, I'm now going to close my lever and begin to blend from the bottom of that guide right back up towards the top of that guide. So I'm going to take this one closed and stop right underneath where I just left off with the one fully open. And typically that one closed tends to leave weight behind, so I'm going to show you how to remove that in the next step. Alright, just like I said, right where I'm showing you now, there was weight left behind by that one close. So I'm going to come in using my WAHL half guard, and I'm going to come in with the lever fully open, and I'm going to begin to attack right above the weight that I see. Again, that's right above the weight that I see. And I'm going to use that fade down process, meaning I'm going to close my lever as needed, working my way down until that guide's completely blended out. Alright, so now that everything's coming together with my blend on top, I'm going to jump over to his beard, and I'm going to come in with my WAHL #1 guard with the lever fully open, and I'm going to begin to knock everything down and make sure that I cut it evenly before I begin this fade. And the funny thing about this is my client actually came in today for a haircut and to have his beard completely removed. But my client's that dope that I asked him if it was cool if I filmed a quick little demonstration and tutorial on how to do a simple beard fade for the channel, and he said go for it. So shout out to him for that. I'm not going to walk you through the steps because they're the exact same steps that I just showed you as far as the way the blend is going to go and the steps that it's going to take to achieve. But I will drop little descriptions on what I'm using, what guard numbers, lever open, lever closed, all that. And so I'm going to let you guys ride out to the beat. Shout out to Tito Beats for this fire that you hear in your ear. And also shout out to my boy over at Supreme Barber Supply for these really dope guards you guys see me using. Anytime you see me using something dope or exotic or flashy, typically it's from my man over there. So make sure you go check him out on Instagram or go check his website out directly, and that's Supreme Barber Supply. Alright, so now I'm going to begin to prep his hair for shear work, and what I mean by prep is I'm going to saturate his hair with water so I could gain a little bit more control over it. Some people like to cut dry hair, some people like to cut wet hair. I believe it's just a preference thing. I don't think one is better than the other, and for me, I just like to have a little bit more control, and water allows that. So my client's asking for finger length on top, and so basically what that means is I'm going to pull a section of hair up and I'm going to make sure that my fingertips are laying flat on his head, and anything that falls above my fingertips I'm going to remove. So I'm going to make sure to do that evenly throughout his whole head. However, I am going to avoid the fringe or the bang area because we want to leave that a little bit longer for the look that he's going for. Alright, so right here I want to add a little bit of texture to my client's hair. So I'm going to do that by channeling, or some call this slithering. So basically what I'm doing is I'm coming in with my shears about halfway closed, and I'm gliding them across the hair. And anytime that I feel like my shears want to stop and they don't want to glide anymore, I'm going to slightly open and close them. That way I can continue to push forward. And I am going to do this in somewhat of a structured formation. That way I keep everything consistent. And this is just a really dope technique to add a little bit of flair to your client's cut. Alright, so right here in the bang or the fringe area, we were liking the length that's there, so I'm just going to point cut it a little to break it up and give it that nice, soft, natural look. Alright, so now that I'm done with my shear work, I'm going to go ahead and blow dry the hair right here and get it to lay back in its natural direction, so I could begin to do some clipper over comb and connect this blend into this length on top. Alright, so here's a look at the final cut. If you got anything useful out this, I ask that you smash that like button. If you're new to my channel, I suggest you stick around. It's only gonna get doper from here. I'm getting ready to celebrate that 25K subscriber count. I appreciate y'all. 25K, you know what that means. Stay tuned, be blessed, and be a blessing. I'm out.